Jacopo alongside Shaggy. Straight under your cover there, girl. Me come for a cup, you wear.
Phone ring, ring, ring. It's somebody calling.
Welcome back, everybody, to TATtalk Live. I am James. We are joined today by a special guest, Jacopo. He is an amazing artist, international artist. He has a great story for us today. We will also be doing a cultural food segment and giving away a t-shirt per our usual show. After the usual intro, Jacopo is going to be playing one of his hits, or at least one of the ones that we like, right? All right, we'll see you in a few.
What we do?
Ready? Oh. Yes, I'm in love with you. Just a little bit is enough for you. I'm with your love, I have it just take you down when I'm taking off your clothes, girl. Watch you hit the flow, girl. I did it to your body like it's wrong, girl. Looks like it's a rain shower, take you in. I'm your hero, you're my heroine. On love lights can turn an occasional thing into a habit. See, a love like this can turn an occasional feeling to an addict, girl. Your love is like a joke to me, baby. Your love is like a joke to me, baby. Slow it down, speed it up, catch a fire. Rub it off while your feet up, let your head down. Call it blind love on the way round. You with just my fingertips, let the feeling linger. On your lingerie, I mean lingerie. What I'm trying to say, blame it on love and I think I'm shit. I love like this can turn an occasional thing into a habit. You see, a love like this can turn an occasional feeling to an addict, girl. Your love is like a joke to me, baby. Your love is like a joke to me, baby. Don't matter how hard I try to cure, the search is worthless. There's no point in trying to fix when it's working. I try to put her down, I try to give her all. Cold turkey just to get hooked again, yeah. See, a love like this can turn an occasional thing into an habit, girl. See, a love like this can turn an occasional feeling to an addict, girl. Your love is like a joke to me, baby. Your love is like a joke to me, baby. Oh, na na na. Yeah.
Woo.
Yeah.
Nicely done, man. That was dope.
Thank you.
All right.
Love like this.
Hey guys, so welcome to the talk. Like James said, my name's Josh. I'm the host, and James co-host, and Jacopo. And that's Jacob in Samoan,
Yes.
and also James, I learned.
Yes,
Right?
that's
Is
right
that
now.
true?
That's true. It is, yeah.
And we're going to get into talking with Jacopo. Copo for short.
Yep.
Let's just do that, Copo. And by the way, sorry for my voice. It's a little hoarse, and James is going to help me today getting through this interview here. But first, we have a cultural food, just to let you guys know. We're going to be getting into that.
Ooh-wee.
Mystery meat. Mystery meat. James loves that mystery meat.
I hate that mystery meat, man. Never know what it is.
We're going to find out what that is.
I'm going to go back to being vegan after this.
And you know what? Copo is vegetarian.
Yeah, I'm vegetarian.
Right?
Yeah.
Maybe vegetarian. Maybe I won't go so hard this time.
Well, we actually got a Samoan dish that he's going to help us out with and kind of explain what it is, too. I was blessed enough to connect with Kopo last week. I did some tattooing on him, and when we get into the consultation, I learned a lot about him and his spirit and the message he likes to share with his music and who he is. And I thought it would be awesome to, share that with everyone. So we're going to get into that a little later. For those of you that aren't subscribed yet, if you go to TATtalklive.com, you can subscribe, and at the end of every show, we do a giveaway, and it's free. You can just go to there and hit subscribe, and we do giveaways on shirts, hats, whatever. Mm-hmm. It's just a way that we like to give back to everyone. So let's get into the cultural food. So it is a mystery meat, and I'm going to talk about it, so you guys can kind of just do some guessing, see what you guys think it is. It's not too bad. It's not too bad. It is actually comes from the Middle East, which is interesting because we had some talks about the Middle East, and historically it was consumed by many civilizations, including ancient Egypt, still common in modern Egypt, Rome, medieval Europe, and it's also been consumed throughout much of recorded history, generally regarded as exotic, but not as a staple food.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not that bad. So
I got two ideas of what I think it might be.
What?
Should I guess right now?
Yeah, just guess.
Or should I wait till other people do it?
No, go ahead and guess.
I'm guessing camel.
No, not camel.
I feel like I'd be okay with camel, though.
Thank God.
I
Okay.
don't
Camel,
know.
not
I
bad.
feel
not
like
bad.
I would be okay with that.
You know what? I think you'll be okay with today's food.
You just
Okay,
always
yeah.
say that, dude. You always say
Okay,
that.
I'm getting to. I think you might be on something. I think she might have got it.
What? Try. What?
Lamb.
No. Oh, that would have been good.
What is it?
That
What did she
would've
guess?
been, scary, though.
So with this meat, I don't think ever in my life I would eat it because it never comes up. So I'll try it. Let's try it.
Where's it at?
So this is what it looks like. It's just meat. It's dark meat. Let's see. Can you see it in the camera? It doesn't smell too good.
Maybe I could guess by the smell of it.
Okay,
Do you
try.
think I could
You're
guess
gonna
by
have
the
to smell
of
it. Go ahead.
All right.
Pass it around.
Let's see how my nose.
I'm getting anxiety here, man.
Woo!
Oh, stop. Really?
Nah. It's
Kinda.
like dog food to me.
Yeah, it does smell like dog food. You know, I had a burrito the other night and it smelled just like this. Yeah.
Hey, we might have to do some more investigations.
Why is it
Okay,
like
so-
I
purple?
have no idea.
It's
what
dark.
It is, though.
The meat is dark. I think it said something like it's
I would have
kind of
guessed
like
kangaroo, but you didn't say Australia.
no, not kangaroo. That might be later. We might try that a little later.
Jesus.
So go ahead and try it, James.
Well, here, take a piece too.
Yeah.
Don't be shy. Go
And
ahead.
pass it around.
Eat up, and I'll tell
Come
you.
on, crew.
Oh, so
Dive
that's the
in.
thing, you gotta eat it first, and then you find out.
Yeah, then
what
we
it
find
is?
out what it
Okay.
is, which is brutal. Last time they took off, if you guys missed the show last week, we had some meat. Was it last week? No, last week or the
Or
week
2
before?
weeks,
2 weeks ago. We tried this meat. It tasted like pork almost, and then they unveiled it, and it was a damn guinea pig. It's crazy. They had the head.
Not bad.
Guinea pig.
No, it's not bad.
Yeah.
So what does it taste like to you?
Tastes like chicken.
No, it tastes like dog food. I mean, I've had dog food
All
before.
straight up, right? Hey, these are some
Try
real.
beef?
These are some real team players you got over here. Like not just anybody was, just take a bite.
This is family.
It's real dry.
This is family right
Mystery
here.
meat right here.
Yes, sir. We're all a part of the show here.
Hey. Well, the worst
Yeah.
is already done. You already ate cow balls the week before.
Yes, you got that.
Am I allowed to
Wait,
say
did
that
you
on
eat
air?
some? Or did I eat it?
I took a bite for you
No, I took a bite,
to
though.
be a team player.
Oh,
I took
okay,
a bite.
right.
It was
Oh, it
like
was,
rough,
yeah.
remember?
But it tasted like a boiled egg.
Did it really?
Well, I mean, that's essentially.
A boiled ball. That's what it tasted like.
Wow.
So
Ugh.
Oh yeah.
So let's see. I don't know. I get like a livery taste, like kind of.
It's kind of
Because it's dry and-
metallic. Would you say metallic or like
A little
like
liver, kind of.
a metally?
Metallic.
Irony.
Well, that must be the blood.
Irony.
that I
Ooh,
didn't
yeah.
know.
Must be that blood.
maybe might
I
be a
don't
little
know.
bloody.
I'm feeling lightheaded, man.
So
Scared?
in combination to this culture food, and we will find out what it is in a little bit. Let's find out what this is. So Copo, if you can let everyone know kind of what this is here. And James, do you know what this is?
No. What is that?
Perfect. So you could kind of educate, for anyone that doesn't know.
This is more my speed right here.
Is it bread?
Right? Yeah, it's bangi popo. It says coconut bread.
Okay.
Samoan coconut bread.
That's legit.
Samoan
Yep, it is.
coconut
Look,
bread.
So it's just bread. It looks like one of those
coconut cream
the
glaze.
Hawaiian
Rolls?
Yeah.
with like coconut milk on it or something. If it's really coconut milk.
Yeah, it's like the cream, right? Coconut cream. Sugary cream.
Are you sure?
Yep.
I don't trust Josh. He's got the like smirk on his face.
No, it
like,
is. It is.
Are you sure?
There's
Yeah.
no secrets.
Go
in
ahead,
here.
try it, James.
What?
No, you try it.
No, I
What,
did.
We'll both try it.
Great.
No, I ate a whole thing of that.
Here, I'm gonna have one too with you.
Oh, okay, cool.
There you
What
go.
do you do? Just grab it like that?
Yeah, grab it, man.
Just dig in. Yeah.
Am I good? Am I on the camera?
Yep.
All right. Bangi popo.
You throw the
Rhymes
whole
with
thing down?
Copo. He said, yeah. So this is it right here. Let me see. Yeah. So you Samoans out there, you know what this is.
Oh, good.
You had it before?
No,
It's amazing.
no, it's really good.
Thank you very much.
Very good. You pass that around.
They really loaded up with that stuff on there, the coconut
Mhm.
cream. Who made it? Did you make it? Producer?
Yeah, Rosette's getting down.
Dude.
Yeah.
Now you can say like you're an international chef. I mean, you cook guinea pig. You cooked
Cow balls.
cow balls. You cooked what's the other the
Armadillo?
armadillo? Holy moly!
Armadillo, that's a big one right there.
Yeah, that was interesting.
How do you find that? How do you get armadillo? Like,
You got to know people and
Yeah, we make
gotta
some
know
phone
people,
calls,
man.
man.
people actually seek that out, huh?
It's
Yeah.
exotic. Yeah, it's hard to get in Mexico. So I hear.
Ryan Castro. Oh wait, would you guys be able to tell us who was jamming on guitar when Jacopo was getting his tat done?
Oh, back in the studio.
Oh yeah, Jason J. That's my my good brother, Jason J. Music. He's always over there at the studio with us. So
Cool.
Yeah, jamming out.
He's
Nice.
dope. He's really dope and great brother and amazing music.
Perfect.
Check him out.
Yeah, he was jamming. He was sick. I wish everyone, right, when you're getting tatted, just have some live music.
Oh
with that.
man, it made it better. I was
Yeah.
like, oh, I feel calm. I feel like
It was good.
angels are standing on my shoulder.
5 hours of that tattooing, man. So, all right. Well, let's see what that mystery meat was while it's in our mouth, just kind of like aftertaste right there.
Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
You're gonna reveal it on the here?
He's revealing right now.
You're not muted, by the way.
Is it a bat? It's not a bat.
No, watch. It shows what it is.
Oh.
Can the music or no?
What in the?
You don't have to.
Why are you wearing gloves?
She don't want to touch it.
What is that?
You can leave it. Don't.
Oh, is that seasoning? You put seasoning
Yeah.
on it?
Try, yeah.
Oh, well, that's love right there.
Yeah. Change it up a little
That's not my hand.
Usually it's like no seasoning. It's real bland.
bit. Yeah.
Tastes like you're cooking anyways.
This you might want another bite.
Yeah.
Those are like chickens, man. Look at it.
Why are you outside? It's not a crow. Is it a crow?
That's
No, that would be crazy.
It's not a goldberg.
It's a pigeon.
Did you kiss me on your own?
Those are the rats of the sky, man.
Hey, we gotta go all the way around. We gotta do,
You got one rat.
rats on the ground, rats in the sky.
Dude, you're
I don't
ridiculous,
want no
man.
pigeon.
Hey, I would have never have a pigeon, So now we
Nah.
could say we had a pigeon.
Did you lure it in with that sweet bun?
No, it was seeds. Bird seeds.
You legit caught it and
No.
That's
let's-
really not that bad though. But
Well, you didn't
it's
eat
a
it.
pigeon, man.
you ain't.
It kind of.
You
It
went
wasn't.
down
I
with
wouldn't. That's a survival stuff. I think.
How
I
many
wouldn't.
sti-
I
how
wouldn't
many
eat
s-
it.
How many steps away is a pigeon from a chicken? How
What?
many steps? What do you say, Brittany?
Wait, a
One
A good
step.
amount.
Oh,
No.
yeah, no, they're
That-
pretty. I don't
Oh,
know.
you know, pigeon, chicken.
Maybe genetically and stuff,
All
but
right,
not
what
taste
about,
wise.
What about the taste?
No, that's way off.
How was the taste? Was
It wasn't good.
It was
has-
dry.
It's dry, and it left a nasty aftertaest in your
It
mouth.
wasn't incredible. Like,
No.
You know what? Maybe if we had a
No, dude. it
He
was
said
too
it's
dark.
not incredible too. I'm getting a unanimous decision.
Yeah, nothing. to
Yeah,
write
well,
home
at least
about.
we- at least we had
Love
a
the pigeon.
I guess, yeah.
Well,
there
you
was-
tried it.
yeah, we tried it.
10 points
They
for
they
trying.
call it
Everybody.
squab, by the way.
Squab.
Those are baby pigeons.
That's
Oh,
even worse.
between 0 to 4 months or something.
Yeah.
What?
That was an adult.
Oh, maybe that's why the tender meat or something.
You can't afford squab.
Maybe. Well,
crazy.
hey, we're all learning.
Yeah.
So, you
I'm
know,
gonna get sick
if you
on
guys
this
ever
damn
get if
Right.
anybody gets, hungry and starving, you can eat a pigeon. I mean, you see them
You know,
everywhere.
Everywhere.
You got to do it. You do it,
You could become an expert.
It's crazy.
And then you can say, I had that before.
Yeah, I guess so.
Man, I really want to let everyone know kind of what we talked about because it got deep, man. And a lot of consultations when I start talking to, the clients, it goes deep into someone's life to know why they want a tattoo and who they are as a person. And you being an artist, it was awesome to know that all that inspiration comes from somewhere and from your past. And you do reggae, you do like island music, island vibes and stuff. You're not Islander, you're not Pacific Islander. So to know where does that come from, it makes sense. So let's take it back to the beginning, kind of who you are and where you're from, and go from there.
One of the main things that I thought was, where did you grow up? Like, where were you born and raised for the most part, the beginning, early stages of your life?
Fountain Valley, California.
Okay.
And junior high, I moved to Samoa, South Pacific.
So and right there, like just that part, kind of like why? Like it kind of like just that was like my main question. Like that's like a huge like change in your life from growing up in Fountain Valley, California, like just a suburb in California or city, and then you're uprooted to Samoa. Like, do you mind like getting into that and like how that happened,
How
or
deep you want to go?
whatever you feel comfortable sharing, man? Like how did that even all come about?
I think it's good to go deep because I think that's part of who you are and where a lot of your music comes from and where you're taking it,
Well, I was back. I don't want to get all teary-eyed and shit. I was kidnapped as a child and taken away to Samoa, and then it's just speaking it that it sometimes it brings tears to my eyes. That everything's blessed. It was an amazing experience, but sometimes when I relive it, it just hits home to me. So
Okay,
but,
I'm sorry for bringing that up. First
No,
of all,
it's
like I
okay.
didn't.
Yeah, so basically, my parents said paid some people to take me out of my sleep as a child, and then they took me to Samoa.
What?
And so I lived. I was in a behavior modification program for about a year in Samoa. It was called Paradise Cove, and they actually did a lot of like they did like Nazi brainwashing stuff on us, and they it was bad. It got shut down by the CIA in 2001 or 2000. And so it's a very touchy and crazy story, but it is part of my life, and so
Forced into boot camp overseas.
He had sores all over his feet, his chest, his legs.
What's happening in Paradise Cove?
There's something sinister going on here.
Bob McEwen on abduction for hire.
Some desperate parents are turning to a drastic solution. They're having their children abducted, taken against their will to a tough behavior modification program, far away from home. Here's Bob McEwen.
Most likely it'll be in the middle of the night while you're sleeping. The next part is more or less the same. You're taken from your home to a psychiatric hospital, perhaps this one in Utah, where you're examined and evaluated. Then you're sent for treatment to a guarded compound thousands of miles away in another country. Welcome to Western Samoa, to a place called Paradise Cove, where sleeping on the floor is only the beginning. This home video shows the Spartan conditions that Paradise Cove brags about. Hot, humid weather, bad food, big bugs, no TV and no privacy. Usually it's months before you're allowed even one short phone call back to the U.S.
The rumor was that if someone died over there, that the program would shut down for 6 months. And so a few kids had made a knife-like object, and they were planning on stabbing a kid in the neck and killing him so that they could go home. Even if it meant going home to jail, it was still worth it to them.
The United States has no laws to protect American children in overseas programs, but at the request of the State Department, Samoan authorities have opened an investigation into Paradise Cove and 2 other similar programs for American teens.
While I was there was a lady by the name of Charity who used to come down and visit the kids once a month to check on them, make sure if they needed to go to hospital or whatever. And then
Take your time, man.
And she adopted me. She talked to my birth parents and convinced them to let her adopt me. And so she brought me into the village. The village was Lotopa in Pesena, Samoa. And she brought me there, and I lived with her for 6 months until she found another family for me.
You know, I just want to say I'm holding back tears here because I could feel the pain, and I just want to thank you, man, for coming out and saying all that, because I know for a fact it's hard to say, you know, publicly, and just kind of letting everyone know. That's got to be some deep stuff, like past history, and I didn't know it went that deep.
Yeah,
no, I mean, we talked.
I don't mean to get like that. But you know, usually when I tell my story, I think that's why I just kind of fast forward.
Yeah, we talked generally about some stuff that was along those lines, but with, I mean, you just let everyone know a little more detail. So
a little.
Thank you, and hopefully what you're doing, you know, talking about that can touch other people too. You know.
Yeah. So. From Charity, Moana Fesolai is my Samoan mother. She adopted me, and then she put me through school and showed me love, encouraged me with music. And really, I started to blossom as a youth, as a young child who had, you know, kind of some angst from my growing up. And then I have like all these aspirations and stuff with music, but she helped me she was just supportive enough to give me like more encouragement to keep going, and so I definitely owe a lot to her.
For sure.
Can I bring it back to how old were you? You said you were just a young...
Yeah, I just out of junior high school, about 13, yeah.
And then, I mean, do you mind if I ask, like, what was the purpose of it? Like,
the kidnapping,
yeah,
taking you away.
Do you know? Do you know to this day, or was it just something?
You know what? I really, you know, I mean, I can't.
We can pass the question.
I can't speak, you know, for somebody. I can only, you know, speak from my perspective, my experience, or what I think, but. You know, and it's gonna get deeper. If it's gonna even get deeper if we
go that route.
Going, but I'm willing to touch on whatever topics you want. But my family is very religious and very influential in their community.
And what community is that?
Well, they're Mormon.
Okay.
And they're
and that's usually, they're pretty strict, right? There's certain rules that community should abide by and stuff. So were
Yeah.
you like were you kind of on the outs, like not necessarily following those guidelines, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
I had,
we'll just.
I've been talking to God, since I was a young child. So, when they tell me to go ask God, and I went and asked God, and then God told me something different, it's like, what do you want me to do? So I my third eye was open. I was conscious. I was eager to learn, eager to understand more, wanted to understand more about this place that I find myself in here in America. Everything seemed backwards. I felt like I didn't belong in my family. I felt like I didn't belong in my church. I felt like I didn't belong in the community. I felt like everything was just wrong, And now, like 20 years later, 15, I see that the things that I was feeling in my heart as a child was something real. It was something. And so I'm very grateful for that.
Right.
And one of the greatest lessons of all that I ever learned out of all the struggles that I went through in life is to trust the feeling that you have within yourself. Like that first instinct just knows. Like you don't have to think. There's a difference between thinking about something and feeling something. But when you feel it, like it's just we get caught up sometimes in our head, and so we think so much, and then we doubt ourselves out of what we already knew naturally. So for me, that first instinct, that still small voice, that spirit, I was able to acknowledge that and follow that, and I'm forever grateful for that. So
I think a lot of young children still have that connection with God or the spiritual side, and then the world, education, and everything else, society, just kind of wipes that out, and you were able to hold on to that. So definitely you're on the right path. I think so. I mean, hearing your whole journey, you're definitely meant to be doing what you're doing. And it takes a lot for you to go against the grain, I think, because you did. And I just want to let everyone know, we're not, this is just him telling his story. We don't want to talk or make judgment on any religion or any type of person or whatever. He's just telling the story, and the story's fact. It's just what happened. That's interesting to me, and I think to a lot of people wanting to know kind of where, again, your inspiration and who you are and everything. So, again, thank you for that.
Yeah.
So when you went to Samoa, that was different for you, right? I mean, as far as the culture, you grew up in Fountain Valley, and then boom, next thing you know, you're in Samoa. Not only Samoa, but in an, what do you call it, modification, like a boys' home or something?
Yeah, it was like actual, like a prison camp, like a behavior modification camp. It's called Paradise Cove.
Mm-hmm.
It's
but it's not there no more.
Yeah, but the location is still there. In,
okay.
Fangatele, Singalele, Upolu, Samoa. Yeah.
Whoa.
Out in the jungles, way out there in the cove.
Wow.
Do you speak?
I do.
Samoan?
Wow.
Yeah, well, a lot of.
I speak Japanese too.
Oh, really? Oh, did you learn that in Samoa or?
Japan.
Oh,
so you traveled
down the road.
Later on.
Yeah, later on, I ended up getting signed to Universal in Japan, and I lived there for 7 years. So.
Dope.
As far as being an artist, yeah, what hit singles and all that and other artists that you work with, just to let everyone know that doesn't follow the reggae scene or anything.
A few of my songs I did while I did it, a song called Supernatural with Gramps Morgan for Morgan Heritage.
Yep.
That was cool. I really enjoyed working with him.
Yeah.
I did a song called The World Must Change with Jakir. And Jakir is, one of my favorite reggae singers, so that was an honor and a lot of fun. I worked with Ziggy Marley's band in Tufgong in Jamaica. Recorded some songs. Gramps was producing them. And I just released a song with Shaggy it's been almost 2 years now. So I released that song. It's called Touchdown with Shaggy.
That was pretty dope.
So you've
you
been
guys
around.
go on iTunes and download that one because I play that like at my house pretty frequently. It's pretty dope. Yeah.
Yeah. So being in the reggae scene and working with artists like that, and then seeing you in the island music scene as well, a lot of people didn't know the correlation between, and then seeing the tattoos, you know, the Samoan tattoos, the tribal, and you being, you know, from Fountain Valley, not Polynesian. So to know that you grew up in Samoa, how long? So you went there when you were 12 or
13,
so?
14.
13.
Yeah.
And
I went to high school there.
And you went to high school.
Yeah, I graduated high school, and then shortly after high school, I moved to Hawaii.
So why, when you got adopted, which is a huge blessing, someone came in and totally showed you love. What are some experiences that you felt being out there, different from out here?
Yeah, I mean, every single aspect of life, pretty much. I mean, we didn't have hot water, we had cold water. You know, we didn't have fridges.
Would you guys heat up the water?
Yeah,
or is that like, is that something
we had a fire.
like,
you know, we have the little.
But shower.
But for showers,
cold water.
Yeah, for shower we just cold water.
Whoa.
You
and
know,
that's
from
normal.
the river straight.
Even when you're with your family.
Yeah, everybody. That's just, you know, people don't take hot showers in Samoa.
That's big for people.
Maybe if you're in the nicest hotel, but that's about it. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Different.
Yeah, so that, I mean, we were hunting, fishing, farming. You know, one of my favorite, like one of the memories that always comes to my mind, because I'm looking at the world and the situation that we're in, and I'm looking and I'm projecting the most brightest positive outcome for this planet and direction for humanity. That's what I see. I refer back to growing up in Samoa and seeing how the communities in the village and, you know, people lived and shared and, you know, kind of governed each other in a sense. Like we would go fishing, and then we would catch some fish, and, you know, maybe pops or cousins would go up to the taro plantation. Other people, everybody in the village have their little thing going on. So when we come back at the end of the night, we fishing all day. We come back with fish and send some of the kids over to the neighbor's house and offer up a few fish, and then the kid bring the fish, and then
get some
whatever. Yeah,
get some taro or something.
Yeah, whatever they had next door, they might send a kid back with some taro or some rice or some cocoa or something, and then, you know, you send 2 or 3. By the time you have a whole feast, that's kind of how we do it, and that's how it was done out there, and it makes a lot of sense, and it's beautiful.
So doing it, I guess, living in that way, it made you feel more like this is supposed to be like, you know, how the world runs, coming from out here. Now
it makes sense. It makes sense. Like, you know, I had a blast. Really? I had a great time. Yeah.
Was it hard getting like adjusted or acclimated to like being 13? You're already kind of in your own, right?
Man, I have so many good memories. Like, I just remember being so happy. You know, I was free. It's in the island, in the sun, you know, beautiful people all around. People was friendly. I walked down the streets in Samoa. Everybody's, Kopo, malo, Kopo, sale, Kopo, kialo. Like, where you going, you know? Everywhere I go, I can't go anywhere. So I had a saying, like, in Samoa, because, like, literally, like, every, like, 10, 20 steps, it's like somebody's like, malo, Jacopo, sale, kialo, where you going? You know, like, everywhere I'm going, people are like, Kopo, 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 where you going? So I just had a little saying that I always used to say is "Fa'asa vili vili," and which I just say to everybody, like, when anybody's like, "Hey, where you going? Where you going?" I'm saying "Fa'asa vili vili." It's like I'm just catching a breeze, you know. You know, so
chilling.
Seems like
so
nice.
That's pretty cool, man.
So you felt at home there.
Yeah, definitely.
And not being from Samoa, did you get any discrimination or anything?
Oh, you did. You did.
Oh yeah.
I was gonna say, like, was it hard for you to make friends? Like, I mean, what was it like? I mean, did people try to bully you because you were not Samoan? And
both. I had a lot of people that was so friendly, so loving. You know, walking down the street and people will, hey, Jacopo, come eat. You know, and I don't even know them, but they invited me to come into their family and eat. So I had a lot of love and a lot of, you know, like people that kind of cared and looked out for me.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously they could see, like, looking at me that, you know, I wasn't from there. They had extra love for me. You know, but going to school, I mean, there's always both sides, the other side, you know. So, I mean, I grew up fighting and getting in fights and stuff a lot.
In time, I mean, you were just a local there? Like, everyone knew you, or did you have to have that struggle, like, all the way till you moved?
No, I mean, both. Like, people, like, in Samoa, like, even in Hawaii, too. Like, but, like, people in the village, you know, it's like, Kopo, lease palangi, o oyo Samoa. Like, you're not palangi, you're not white, you're Samoan. People were saying that to me all the time. Like, you're not white, you're Samoan. You're not white, you're Samoan. Lease palangi, o Samoa. In Hawaii, too, I have the same thing. Like, because the people that know me, they know where I come from, and they know the kind of spirit and the way that I move. And it's like, so that's aloha. That's aloha. So I got plenty of aloha from Samoa and Hawaii. But I also experienced, the other side, yeah.
Right.
With all the negativity, did that make you kind of dive into your music a little bit more, or like after?
No, it made me hang out with the girls more, actually.
Really?
Because like,
I don't know if
scared.
I should laugh or like.
No,
I don't know if like.
Yeah, no, it's not. It's just
a fact.
Story. Yeah, it's just like, it got to a point when I was about like 17 or so. We was, you know, really getting it in as kids, getting into trouble, you know, just drinking, smoking, just being rowdy is that all, you know, kids do and stuff in the village. It got to a point where I started hanging out more with some girls and kind of left my homies a little bit because
less trouble.
At that time, in my experience, in my time, like I got to a point where it's like I'll be out like drinking with the boys or whatever, and then like the bad dude in the group, you know, there's always a bad dude in the group, you know.
Yeah.
All of a sudden want to. Like,
that was me.
Yo, that was you?
No, I'm not.
Okay,
the bad
well,
dude.
Yeah, it was.
All right, well, we're gonna have to take this out now. Nah, so the bad dude in the a couple times, you know, things happen where we're getting drunk and we're drinking and it's in the village and I'm the outcast and then people want to get crazy. And so and it's
kind of just test you, yeah. They would test you.
It didn't work out very well for the dude,
other person.
Yeah, no, it didn't. But it wasn't. It's not good for anybody.
Yeah,
yeah,
at all. Now, when you say village, how many people like are we talking about within? Because I don't know. I've never been to
I
like,
grew up in
anything.
Vaitoloa. Vaitoloa, it's a village right next to Pesenga, and it goes back down to the ocean. It's probably maybe 1,000 people in that village. But all the villages, there's like 4, 5, 6 villages. They're all touching. So there's people everywhere.
Okay.
You know,
yeah.
People everywhere.
That's wild.
But I'm very grateful for my experience growing up in Samoa. I'm you know, I thank God on a daily basis for bringing me there and giving me those experiences, both the trials and the blessings, the struggles and the blessings. I'm grateful that I was able to learn something about the culture in Samoa, and I'm grateful that I'm able to speak Samoan because I feel a power when I speak Samoan that I don't feel in English, and it's so like night and day. It's just crazy, you know?
Oh yeah, I'm in awe when you're speaking. When you asked, I mean, you said it. I was like, whoa, that's crazy. I mean, learning the language is tough as it is, but I've seen the way the words in Samoan looking at that's hard to pronounce. Like, when, what is that?
I'm just messing around.
Oh, it's like, is that like real words though, or no?
Yeah, that's what the operator says when you answer the phone.
That's great, dude. That's awesome.
In Samoa.
Yeah.
So in Samoa, any call that you want to make, you got to call the operator first. And
And they probably pulled it like that.
See, that's another, cultural thing. Like, we don't know.
Is it still like that, you think?
Well, I mean, they got for our local calls now. It's 5 numbers, 20105. I still remember the phone number to the local store in Samoa. It's 20105.
Oh, nobody prank call. All right.
It's gonna cost you like $10. Bro.
Yeah. Is your refrigerator ready?
011.
Yeah.
685.
Yeah, that's cool, man.
I think it's really cool that you're not Samoan or whatever, and then you get put in this culture that you feel like you belong, and you have this talent that you could speak about it, because that's how Island Talk came about. Traditions all together. Just growing up in Hawaii myself, and then not seeing race out there, coming out here, and there's so much discrimination and cliques, and this you kind of label and judge people. Well, it's everywhere that I see, and I wanted a way to sort of unify people. Just say, man, you don't gotta see color like that. And then tattooing people, hearing the story from everyone. I tattoo a lot of non-Polynesians, but they do have the spirit of Polynesia. They have that aloha spirit, and the whole message that I'm trying to get out is like, just love. That's it, love. Love everyone, and by promoting that aloha spirit and that love, we can all unify and do so much, like how you said, right? Just barter and just help each other out and all that. I think, my own personal belief, I think God does that on purpose. He puts, people of impact in different cultures to show people, and I think you're a chosen one yourself to do that. So, I mean, it takes a lot though. Most people would buckle. They wouldn't want to do it. It's a lot of pressure, I guess. Being the Haole kid in Hawaii or the Haole kid in Samoa, Palongi in Samoa, and that's you probably have a lot of stories of being discriminated and stuff. But that's one thing that I noticed about you. You always see the positive. Like, the first thing you said was, it was like family. Like, everyone was welcoming, and I felt like I belonged. Yet there was a side that wasn't like that.
Right.
I mean, we had to get that out of you, but that's cool. And that's I think that's what you like to promote too. It's just the love.
Yeah, definitely. And I think, one of, like, just looking at, like, Polynesian and Samoan culture, island culture, is, I think, one of the, like, the theme that people experience all over, and, like, from people from the islands and Polynesian and Samoan, is the love and respect. That's kind of like a theme. Like, that's like the foundation of the culture. And that is a time right now where in the world, like, that's really what we need. We need to bring that back, bring that forward. So I feel like now it's a great time for Polynesian people from the islands to grow and to bring that culture out, bring that love out. Like that, I think every culture has something special and something unique that has to offer humanity, as a whole, collectively. And I think one of the, the noticeable things about Islanders is their intuition, like their natural intuition, and their love and respect and the humility that they have when they're dealing with people.
Right. I've heard also that, if you see Earth as like a being, an entity, Polynesia could be the heart.
Yeah.
Or the heart chakra, right? The energy. And I totally could see that because it's all about love out there.
So that's the time where we're coming in. And like nowadays, even in the music that you hear, you don't really hear much. Like the kids nowadays, they're having different ideas. And like the kids nowadays are just playing video games. They don't even go outside and play no more. They don't, not even, it's a whole different thing. But the substance, I feel like Polynesia got the heart and the substance, a place in humanity and in the global community.
Yeah, it's sad to say, but with all these natural disasters and stuff, I think it's gonna go back to the indigenous native ways because when electricity goes out, you know, there's, I mean, 24 hours, people are freaking out, you know, the refrigerator, everything. But in Samoa, they don't even have refrigerators. You know what I mean? Just look at that. So it's gonna, I think, to take it back where we realize, you know, technology is taking us away from who we are, who we're supposed to be. Sadly enough, something like that's, you know, I think more it's happening, the earthquakes.
Well, that's what I feel about fires. Everything. It's like if we had a fire, like if we have fires, it kind of brings us back to reality. Like, hey, like check yourself and, you know, focus on what's really important, you know, or just any natural disaster or anything, you know.
And what always happens is everyone comes together. Yeah. Like there's no barriers at that point. Right. You see someone in need, it could be your enemy, your natural instinct kicks in and you go to help that person. And, you know, that's who we are as people. And it's sad that that's got to happen, right? For us to remember who we are. Yeah. But, you know, for you, I mean, you could do that through your music. I think that's what you're doing. But I think a lot of that comes from your travels, too. So in Samoa, from Samoa, you went to Hawaii?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you left Samoa at 20. I'm trying to make a timeline here for myself.
Yeah.
So you left at like 20 from Samoa and then went to Hawaii for 7 years? Or you were in Japan?
I went to Hawaii and then I bounced between. I was in Hawaii for like a year and I bounced from Hawaii to California and I recorded an album.
Oh, nice.
And that was Keys of Creation. That was a song, Let Your Light Shine. When that song came out, it went to #1 in Hawaii.
What was the song called again?
Let Your Light Shine.
Let Your Light Shine, everybody.
Yeah, that's when everything started happening for me on a professional, you know, musical level. That was 2006. When we released that, Let Your Light Shine, it went to #1 in Hawaii, and then it ended up selling 2.5 million copies on Juno Records. And so when the management, the record label contacted me and they're like, hey, you got the #1 song, we want to sign you and put you on tour, I'm like, cool. I was like, man, I made it. I couldn't sleep. I was like, man, I made it. My song's on the radio. I'm getting signed. Like, done. You know, I did it. So and then I toured with Keys of Creation for a couple of years, and I was started with touring with Collie Buds.
Nice.
Israel Vibrations, Ika Mouse, Midnight.
Ika Mouse, man, I remember that from high school. Yeah. What was that like?
Yeah, some fun. Yeah.
Fun?
No, I didn't. Touring with it was fun, but I didn't really even talk to him. I just did my show. Yeah, I was really just absorbed into what I was doing. I wasn't even really watching, you know.
Yeah.
We were on some stuff though.
You have a story for us? Like one crazy story on tour? Any one of your tours?
Oh, crazy stories on tour.
Behind the scenes?
Well, I mean, just one of the times that we were touring, we toured in for about a year and a half in a freaking ice cream truck. You know, and then we upgraded. Yeah, we upgraded to a big bus. Like it had a line of Judah. It was painted gold and green. I don't think there was any red on it, and it had a big old line of Judah in the front. We had that thing running off of vegetable oil.
Oh wow!
You know, the band I'm with, the keyboard player was the owner of the bus, and like he would go fill up the bus at the McDonald's like with the French fry grease. So.
Get out of
How?
here!
That's pretty crazy.
Like they
I don't know. I don't know, but it happened.
That's pretty wild, man.
That
was pretty wild.
That's an interesting story.
I got more, but you know.
At what point did you know you wanted to do music? Because I know you said charity kind of got you into it, and then in Samoa, did you have anything going on there with the music?
Yeah. So even before Samoa, so my mother, my birth mother, was a piano teacher. So ever since I was a little kid, I used to watch her playing the piano, and then I would play around as a kid, and then I had a guitar too, so I wrote songs on the piano a little bit, like just for fun as a kid, just messing around. Okay. And then I had a guitar. I was writing songs, my own songs, and learning some Beatles and Nirvana songs as a kid.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
When I moved to Samoa, I was at lunchtime at lunchtime, we would sit at the lunch table, and me and a few of the homies would beat on the lunch table and make a beat, and then we would rap, sing, or whatever, and we would all just pass it around, you know?
Yeah.
And one of my friends, his name was Siaose Akele. His cousin was the leader of the Mount Vaya band. There's a club called Mount Vaya. It's like one of the 3 or 4 popular clubs in Apia. And his cousin was the leader of the band, and he was like, I want to introduce you to my cousin. He brought me down one night to the club. He introduced me to us, and they asked me to sing with them. So they already had a full band, and they already had a singer and everything, and so I was just like the extra singer. But I'm a teenager, and I'm like performing in nightclubs. And, like, it was dope, you know?
Yeah.
I was making like $30-$40 a night, drinking, smoking, girls, you know?
Dang.
Loving it. I'm like, man, like I don't even want to come back to America. Like, I'm good, you know? So that's how I started performing and stuff and getting paid, and, you know.
Started
That's
early.
cool, man. Yeah.
Oh, and it is like against the rules for kids in school in Samoa to go to nightclubs, you know, right? You would think it's like the schools in Samoa are actually run by the churches, so they're kind of like, you know, strict and stuff, like, you know, no long hair, no earrings, no necklaces, no going to clubs, no smoking, stuff like that. And they would actually send in like the teachers would go and look if they saw the kids, you know, they'd be like, hey, you know, but I got lucky. I was the exception. So
did they just look past, or they didn't?
Well, no. The funny thing was is both Charity and Moana, which is my mom, both worked at my school. So my mom was a secretary, and Charity was the assistant secretary. It just happened like that. So you know, we got
it's all meant to be.
Yeah, we got us. You know, they let me slide.
Yeah.
Well, that got you some early experience, you know, getting out there.
Yeah.
You're all comfortable with it.
So so your trip to Hawaii, and your stay for a year or so in Hawaii, and then your trip to California was specifically for music, or did that just kind of happen? Like when you recorded your album in California? Did you go specifically to California to record an album? Okay, yeah. So
for music,
Yeah, I recorded the album in Newport Beach. We didn't know what we were doing. We just recorded. I just know I needed to record. The CD didn't get mixed or mastered. We didn't put harmonies, vocals we didn't put any like background vocals or harmonies, ad-libs, nothing. It was just raw, you know?
Yeah.
But that was the first time I'd ever recorded, so, you know, I was just excited. We put it up on MySpace, and we started touring. Within a month, we were getting offers.
That's crazy.
So I got to Hawaii. We had the #1 song on the radio in Hawaii.
Dang.
And shows were selling out, and, you know, and then from there, I had gotten signed to Universal in Japan.
Oh, so then you moved to Japan.
Yeah.
So I feel like you're getting kind of a culture shock every time you go to a different place. I mean, you're going from U.S. to Samoa, which was probably a huge culture shock. I mean, to Hawaii not so much, to Cali not so much, but then now to Japan.
Yeah, that was a big one. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you've by this time you've obviously you know English.
Samoan.
You know Samoan, but now that's not going to really help you in Japan, right? Like either of those two.
Japan. It was. I mean, that's a whole nother. You know, we could do a whole nother show on Japan. You know?
You're super humble, man. I mean, I think it, but people are. I mean, you're just like blessed, and they saying you're humble. You know, like you're just kind of very. I mean, it's nice to see in an artist.
The struggle is real.
You humble?
Yeah,
the struggle.
You humble?
The struggle.
the struggle.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I would say that's one thing, because, you know, like even with this album, right? Like your mood, like that you're in, like it affects what you create. So, you know, like this album, I'm working like I wanted to sing more love. Like I would think that I would have more love songs on the album, like, you know, with vibes. But, you know, with the stuff that I was going through, I'm like, man, like I can't sing these love songs right now. Like something else is trying to come through right now.
Right.
And that's just the way the universe is pulling me. So I just, you know, I just try to like pay attention to how I'm feeling, and then just tune into that. You know, and I think islanders have this kind of sixth sense too. Like I noticed it like growing up in the islands where there's just a little bit more telepathy going on. There's just a little bit more silent communication going on unspokenly. And I just try to get in tune with that within myself. Like, is the spirit telling me to move right now? Or am I just getting impatient? But once the second that I feel like the spirit is telling me, like, oh, I know it's time to go, I just go. Yeah, it's a feeling.
Yeah. How long were you out in Japan?
7 years.
That's a long time.
Yeah,
That's
bro.
a super long time.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it was a crazy journey. And so I signed a contract with Universal, and then I moved over to Sony. I had 4 songs that went like top 10. I had some big songs over there. I grew a great fan base, learned Japanese, and you know, I mean, I was so influenced in so many different aspects of even the way that I view things. It changed my perspective and stuff. But yeah, that's.
Can you say something Japanese?
Konnichiwa, genki desu ka, minasan, Jacopo desu, yoroshiku onegaishimasu.
Yes.
Dude, that's so dope, man.
All right.
That's so
there
cool.
You have it. No, that's cool. Your perspective in life, you know, seeing different cultures helps you with judgment too, right? In life.
Yeah, for real. I think so. Especially in like kind of the position that I'm in, and even the position that we're in is humanity. You know, somebody that's conscious or somebody that's thinking for themselves and kind of looking at life and really thinking about it. Like what we're taught in schools, and you know, and what we're reading in the spiritual texts, and what we're doing with in our personal soul evolution. You know, it all helps to bring things into perspective, being able to take it back to Samoa, how they live in Samoa, indigenous life, you know, roots and culture, foundation, family, tribes, community, fishing, farming, trading, handcraft, like spirituality, intuition, telepathy, stars, the movement, the currents, music. It's all like
So much.
That's everything.
Yeah, seriously.
Vibes is everything. Everything vibes. Trust the vibes. Something that I always got to remind myself every day, because you know sometimes we get caught up in going through the motions, or we get caught with attachments. You get attached to things, and you know we really have to take a step back, breathe, you know, and let God work.
Nice.
Let God do His work.
How would you classify your music? Like, what genre would you say that it is? I mean, because I would think it's kind of a mixture of a few things, right? Like,
I would love to hear what. Tell me tell me what your experience is, and I'll tell you.
I would think. What are you guys laughing about?
This is so cute.
Yeah. I would honestly, I kind of feel it like, I don't want to say Jawaiian, but like in the past, that's the kind of the way I felt with like island music, where it was like a little bit of reggae, Jamaican, like Hawaiian type island music. I mean, I don't really know, but I mean, I don't know. It's catchy for sure, you know. I haven't listened to the other songs that you had with like that were produced with Morgan, but I would say it's pretty catchy. It's good. I mean, Hawaiian reggae, like island music, is how I would kind of classify it. Or world. Yeah. I don't know. If you go to iTunes, I think it's like world music, or maybe they changed it. But
I might have a couple, like some of the. I don't know. I think maybe some of them are like that. Yeah. So your question to me is, what kind of genre is my?
Yeah, like how would you classify it?
Well, I would say the first thing that I would probably say to describe my music is feel good, because like that's why I make music, is I want to feel good. Like even if I'm not feeling good or I had a bad day, like I play music because I want to feel good. I want to make the people who listen to my music feel good too. So that's pretty much, there's no real borders or like genre with it. Like that's pretty much my formula. Like even like with whatever, like you know, I write a lot of songs with all the same progressions and chords sometimes, and then I let the producers, just so I make sure I get in, you know, my soul out. But so I would say, feel good music is basically how I would describe it. Genre wise, what is that word? Influentially. I don't know how to. I'm trying to make a new word. Is that right? Can we make a new word here?
Yeah, no, do it.
Influentially.
That works, man.
Right. No, so reggae. I grew up. My favorite music as a child was like UB40.
Dope. Okay,
I don't know how I listened to it, how I got it. But I just remember playing that music in the Red Red Wine. I'm like 3 years old, singing it, loving it. And even till this day, like that particular band, UB40, whenever I put the music on, it just makes me feel so good. Like I'm just like, I just feel good. So I remember that from a child. And I think that, they're definitely a fluid, stream of, of course, Bob Marley, John Lennon, especially Bob Marley. So yeah, definitely influenced from reggae, and it is reggae. But I don't just follow any particular, format. So like, I'm like this, like this, like.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's cool. Because I was just wondering if you're from the albums that you've done, if you personally have seen a difference from kind of what you put out, like as far as style. But I guess that's kind of what you do. You grow. You grow, right? And you kind of change,
and your moods change too.
Yeah, for sure.
Some days, like I might not even be able to sing the song the same way unless I get in that vibe. Like, like some days you just really feel excited or you really feel in love, and then the next day you're like, I don't want to talk about that. I don't want to deal with that.
Yeah.
So, and then that changes the kind of music that you play or what you want to listen to. So it's the same with creating music. But I would say, island. I mean, I grew up in the island, so it's gonna have that sort of feel to that. And then reggae and dancehall. Like my music is mainly on the reggae side.
Yeah.
But I'm very into dancehall music as well. So. Music is like my path in my journey, so it's just what I do regardless, and then just whatever I'm feeling at the time, that's just what comes out. Like, yeah.
The song that you did with Shaggy, it's different as far as the vibe, the feel, and everything. Is that and the look of the video too? Is that the direction that you're taking your music, or another direction?
You know what? I don't think it's really the direction that I'm taking the music, actually. Chris Blackwell, I don't know if you guys know who that is, but he was the kind of executive. Chris Blackwell is the guy who signed Bob Marley.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he's the owner of Island Records, yeah. So he was the one who made the executive decision to do that song and to release that song, and we did it. I was working with an amazing team, and we had a lot of success. I mean, it was my first and only song I released in America, and it went to 31 on the Billboard charts.
Oh, wow.
And I've never done any tours in America, so
that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, it was really dope. Yeah, it was the fastest gainer on the Billboard charts, and it was doing well. After that song was made and released, I made an executive decision to, to work with different people, and so.
Why is that?
Yeah, I mean, to have that growth.
Yeah, I mean, I was like really. I just feel that it's really important to work with people, especially in what I do and the kind of music I do. Like, it's really important that I work with some people that got more of a background similar to me. They kind of understand like the way that I'm thinking or like my direction and my influence. And I felt that it was very important that I put myself around those kind of people, because as I started, the level that of respect that I was getting from like these huge, like top of the people in the industry, like Chris Blackwell, Robert Livingston, the biggest names, like in,
Right.
And these guys have power, they could just make one phone call, bring me in to whoever, Mm-hmm. And people got that kind of respect for their word because of their history. And I started getting these kind of people behind me, powerful people like Jerry Blair, the guy behind Mariah Carey and the Fugees and stuff, and like really, really, really powerful people. And then they're like, you know, like honoring or respecting me and wanting to work with me and trying to, you know, work out a deal with me to work with me and to get my input and to get my view, because that's what they're missing is what I have to offer.
Right.
So, but the thing that I realized was that I needed people around me that were similar, that had a similar mind state to what I was at. Like, I didn't feel right, like, working with all these people that their background is not in reggae music. Their background is not coming from the islands. They're only they're only in the music for money. They're only in this industry for money, and that can't work for the kind of thing that I'm doing, the kind of, you know, ideas that I have and the feelings that I have. It doesn't match. So I walked away from them. I had $1 million in the escrow account with these people, and I walked away from it, and I came out here to LA.
That's a big deal.
Seriously.
That's a big deal because you had a choice to go with your heart and your passion or
sell out.
Career-wise and money.
Sellout is coming to my...
Yeah, and my girlfriend...
I feel like you didn't want to do that.
Yeah, my girlfriend was pregnant at the time it all happened. It was just like...
And that could have really, like...
It's like, you know, and I had to make this choice. I'm like, I got this money. I got this baby coming. So it was... it was a hard choice for me to walk away from that. I mean, I had it all. I mean... But I have it all now with the team that is amazing. That, you know.
Who are you working with now?
Well, I'm signed with Island Empire. I'm working closely with Common Kings, Sammy J, Bo Napoleon.
All right.
Yeah, Matis Yahoo.
Oh wow,
you know,
nice man.
You know who
Morgan Heritage, Slightly Stupid, Long Beach Dub All Stars.
Oh yeah.
These all label mates.
Nice.
You know, and everybody on the team is like, all right, I feel comfortable. Like, everybody on the management is all, you know, we all have our little pockets of, you know what I mean, but it's all under the same umbrella, like kind of going, you know.
Right. No, that's good, and you feel better. You know. The passion will always be there. Like going in that other route, it'll be like a job. It'll be like, you know, going on just following the steps. You know, whatever they say, whatever.
Yeah, bro. And they start calling you like 3, 4, 5 in the morning, like, hey, why did you post this on Instagram? I'm like, you know, like I can't deal with that shit. I can't deal with that.
Yeah.
You know, like,
you're no longer you,
5
right?
in the morning and ask me why I posted this on Instagram. Like,
that's crazy. I've heard it's never an easy industry to be in. Like when you get to that level, you're constantly being scrutinized and just. Don't do this, don't do that, do this, do this, do this.
Yeah, and it becomes hard to trust people too because the people that are close to you become envious of your position.
Oh, right.
But the thing is that, you know, teamwork makes the dream work. You know, you know, you want everybody on the team to be doing good. You know, the more better that your friend is doing, the more better you're both doing. You know, that's just how it goes. But some people don't think like that.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people don't.
Yeah, no, I mean, I hear stories. I don't know, but I'm sure people, you know, where there's a group and then they only want the one person and then they kind of just bail on their friends, you know, that they had everything with, which is really unfortunate. But that's good, man. You're super humble. Damn, that's crazy.
Nah.
Oh, that's funny, man. Wow.
That's cool. So, let's talk about the message, you know, like in your music. What do you, I mean, we talked about what inspires you to sing, you know, it's how you feel, it's what's going on in your life. But generally, is there a message you want to tell the people, tell the world to change the world in a positive way?
Yeah. Well, I would share a little sliver of my vision that what I see in my mind is, you know, what I see with my eyes. So, you know, I see with my eyes, I see a world that is, you know, headed down the wrong road. I see, you know, a world that is built on lies, it's built on innocent people's lives, it's built on blood, it's built on slavery, built on corruption, it's run on negativity. The way that the world is run, it's pure negative. So I don't see any good in this world. You know, I really don't. Right. In the way that it's running, I don't see any good in it. Like, I don't see any good in it at all. But what I see with my mind is I see this planet being transformed. I see a planet of people living in love, harnessing the power of love and harnessing the power of the sun, living in balance and in tune with nature, with creation, and with each other, because there's enough for everyone. There's enough resources for everyone to live like a king. There's enough. So I really am holding that space for humanity and for this world, and projecting positive thoughts for the future, positive ideas for the future, and basically moving forward in a direction where the things that we do are not harmful to the earth, they're not harmful to the planet, or the sky, they're not polluting the water, and we're not hurting each other. That's the direction that I see us going in. That's the furthest future. What I see for this planet is, we're here now, but that's where we're going. Whether it takes us however long to get there, that's where we're going, because we cannot continue to go like this. We cannot continue to keep harming the environment and more pollution, and the corruption and the pollution is already overflowing. It's not going to work. And we're all starting to realize that, little by little, that the way that the Western society, the Western mind, the Western religion, the Western government system, it doesn't work. It's harmful to the planet. It's harmful to humankind. It's harmful to the animals. So, yeah, I see us getting to a point where we're living in balance with the animals. We're living in balance with each other. We're living in balance with the earth. And that means not doing things that are harmful, not allowing things that are harmful to the planet, not to, to each other. I see small tribes, communities, islands, chiefs, leaders of nations and peoples finding things that we agree on and making agreements with each other that we're going to work together. We're gonna trade our valuables and our what's the right word I'm looking for? Yeah, our natural resources and our knowledge, our skill from all the different geographical locations. Start trading together and making agreements to not work with and not buy certain products. Mm-hmm. That's the way forward. It's not fighting against the system. It's not fighting the system from the inside. It's creating our own system. And the other one just dissolves.
Because the other one needs us to buy into that in order to live.
Yeah.
So that makes a lot of sense.
We all do.
I like that vision. That's really cool.
Yes, I look forward to talking with Ali Nui and and building, because I really feel like that's what we're here for.
Right, and that's what he's doing. So obviously we're meant to be to connect. Yeah, for sure.
I just picture sending out the kids to like the different little places and coming back with something else, like swapping out, but on a larger scale.
Yes,
not so much. Just
doing our own system, not buying into theirs. So true.
Little by little, and even self-sustainable communities. Even if we start like small self-sustainable communities in different islands in different places. Maybe there's 20, 30, 40, 50, 100 people there, but it's not gonna create this huge impact overnight, but that's what we're here to do now. Like we've pretty much heard it all. Like there's a book for almost anything out nowadays, like there's a preacher, it's like we've heard, we got the books, we've heard all the preaching. Now it's time to do it. It's time to act. Just take the steps little by little, whatever it is, whether it's making yourself a little bit better, whether it's, changing your diet or, changing the way you speak or, just however it is that you just become more positive. That's the direction, so.
Do you think your music is going to be an impact in a way, by songs you sing and write to change the world?
Yeah, I hope so. I hope, I get little, happy, like pieces of happiness when I get feedback from people, that tell me that this, my song inspired them or whatever, but it's a collective, it's collective, we're all
we all have
slowly getting there,
Right.
we're only as strong as the weakest link. Like that old paradigm, that old mentality, like this guy gotta be on top and everybody gotta be under him. That's like a different paradigm from now.
Yeah.
What we're working towards is, we empower each other,
working together.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I mean, me being a tattoo artist, most artists aren't going to feel that they can impact the world, but I always felt like I'm put here for a reason. So I didn't stop at, I can't do it. I just said, I'm going to do it. I don't know how, but here we are talking together, connected with the Liinui, and as soon as everyone connects, everyone has their skills, like you said, their resources, and building a whole new solution, like you said. So for sure. And everyone out there, everyone has talents and resources, and man, we just got to do it.
Yeah, and don't mind the haters.
Nah,
don't mind the haters.
The world needs that in some aspect. I don't know why, but
Will Smith said it really cool, and I know it's from somewhere else, but set your life on fire and seek those who fan your flame. So the people that are around you, let them be fanning your flame.
I like
set your life
Fanning
on
your
fire
flame.
and let the people around you fan your flame. If they ain't fanning your flame,
Something's
they
wrong.
don't belong. Yeah, they
Right.
really don't belong. So just
I like it.
That's awesome.
That's cool. We're getting towards the end. Let's real quick before we end though, let's do this giveaway.
Yep.
Again, guys, if you subscribe at TATtalkLive.com, we do a giveaway at the end of every show, so we're kind of at the end. So we're gonna go ahead and do this.
Somebody said you're a
This
little
giveaway.
bit of Bob Marley and Bruce Lee.
Marley and
I like
Bruce
it.
Lee.
Yeah,
I like it.
mixture.
That's dope.
True
Damn,
philosopher.
that's like perfect.
That's dope. Bob Lee.
Bob.
Bob Lee.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's cool.
I like
Yeah.
that.
Mel and Tina.
Congratulations.
Mel and Tina.
Winner.
From Chicken
So-
Dinner.
Hey.
Yep.
All
Congratulations. I'll be sending you, shooting you a message. Just get back to me so I can get your mailing address and we can get your item out to you.
There
I
you go.
appreciate you for subscribing and watching.
Yes, sir. So those of you that didn't subscribe yet, just subscribe. It's free.
Yep.
You can win too.
Free.
Real quick, I wanted to ask you, I forgot. Bob Marley, what do you like about him besides reggae? Besides, the music.
I think his music is kind of a product of who he is and what he stands for, where he's coming from, and his ideas, and also the collective ideas from, the Rastafari movement that was going on in Jamaica, and he was kind of like the person to kind of bring it all into focus. So he was a part and a voice of that. What I really admire about Bob is what he did, his mind and the love that he had for humanity, and the service that he really did to humanity. Yes, through his music, but it wasn't just music. It was so much more than just music. It's like he's like feeding humanity with like spiritual food, like spiritual manna,
Yeah.
from heaven. And I feel like he made the world a better place. I feel like he made us be able to, now we grow up, we listen to his music, we're influenced by some of the thoughts and the words that he said, and it's allowed to those seeds are growing within us, and so I just admire his revolutionary spirit and the works that he did for humanity.
I think a lot of people
humility.
don't know that side of it. They know those famous songs and everything, but they didn't know the message that he was trying to bring to the world, and
Right.
and his intention and goals and just who he was as a person. And when you do find out about that, it's deep. You know, he did a lot for humanity, the world. He wanted to do a lot, bring everyone together and rights and everything. And
he tied in the Bible, with a lot of the message and stuff. So it's so prophetic.
It's funny because Ali Nui always he always quotes songs from Bob at the right time. He'll say one sentence and it just matches everything going on.
That's fine.
And that's where I learned a lot from as far as Bob Marley. Do you mind sharing real quick the story that you told me?
Which one?
About Bob?
I don't know which.
About
tell me, refresh.
About you were walking, and you were kind of in this time in life.
It's
a little deep, but if
I never told anybody outside of a close circle, but
I mean, you don't have to.
No, it's fine. No, it's a true story, but
I mean, it's deep. I like it because it means a lot, and I believe in that stuff. And I think a lot of the listeners that are interested in TATtalk and culture and artists would believe it. So. Thank you.
Okay, sure. Y'all getting extra out of me today.
Yeah, man.
It's all good. So when I had came to America, I via Samoa, via Hawaii, back to America, and was chasing and following my vision really, musically, and I had got here, and it was kind of. It was actually a big culture shock for me to come back into America, It was just
because you were away for so long.
Yeah, so my English was broken English.
Yeah.
Bob, Dale, is that you? I had a my English was very broken. It took me a while. I still have to work on my English just from living in so many different countries where they speak really bad broken English, and their English. So, but I came over here to America, and I was really trying to find my way with my music, and I was going through some struggles, and I had went for a walk in the park, and I was walking in the park, and I was just looking up at the sky. All of a sudden, Bob Marley's face shone down from the sky. It was like a mural. It was like there was like mystical colors around it, like kind of tie-dye-ish, like smoky colors. It was crazy. I wasn't high, I wasn't drunk, I wasn't on anything. I was just walking and meditating, and Bob's face came down, like shone down straight to me, and he smiled at me, and he was like smiling, and I looked at him, and it was so real. My knees started shaking, and my knees started buckling down to the ground. I was like, oh my God, like this is amazing, like whoa, like. And then I didn't hear like a voice like a voice like that, but I heard a voice like telepathically, like
internally
speaking through me.
Right.
Yeah. And he said, like, exactly, you are here to continue my works. That's all he said. He said, you are here to continue my works. And I looked up, and I was just like so overwhelmed, and then the star was like just like shining right next to him. It was like really like twinkling, like extra bright, and I was just getting these ideas and these feelings and these visions started flowing through me. I was like, oh my gosh, like this is so crazy, and that happened, and I just felt this urge, like I needed to digest this. I needed to go, and my first thought was I need to go to Jamaica. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to go to Jamaica. But then something told me, it was like, no, you're going to go to Jamaica, but it's not the right time. And so I packed up all my I packed my bags, I got a ticket, and I flew back to Samoa. I went back to Vaitoloa in Samoa, and I built a little shack out there, and I stayed in that shack for 3 or 4 months. Didn't do nothing, just stayed there, and I just meditated on that vision that I had with Bob. And I was like, I didn't know what to do, but I just knew this was a really big deal to me. And I stayed in Samoa and meditated on that vision for that experience for 3 or 4 months. And then I finally thought, okay, I'm going to come back. I came back to America, and I started doing my music.
And everything aligned.
That's crazy.
You know, I that spiritual side, I definitely believe, you know. And for those of you that don't, one day you might. But I think that's really touching, you know, and says a lot. And I'm excited to see what comes, you know, from your music coming forward, especially with your new team. So before we end, you have a new album coming out?
Yeah.
Soon?
Yeah. We're finishing the album now, and then May we will start releasing the music. So,
cool. So you guys
touring.
Look out for that.
Yeah.
This year you could be touring, right? Later on in the year and everything. So
international tour or states or?
Yeah, both. We're gonna start. We're gonna do the states here.
Cool.
You know, do East Coast, West Coast, Midwest, all that, and then we'll hit the islands.
Nice.
Hawaii and New Zealand, Australia. You know, and then we'll probably hit Japan, Guam, and Japan around the same time.
If you need a backup dancer, man.
Really?
No, dude. I'm terrible at dancing, man.
I want to see.
No.
Shit, I got $5 right here.
Yeah.
You only had to say one, man.
5 ones.
Yeah. Do it.
Yeah, no, I'm good, man. I'm good. That's awesome, though.
Yeah.
That's amazing. I look forward to it.
That's cool. So anyone can follow you on Instagram?
Instagram, yeah. So Jacopo Music, IAKOPO Music. And Twitter, I'm the same. Facebook. But you know, everybody's on IG, so just find me on Instagram.
And we'll put that in the video description. Anything else you want to give shout out to or plug or anything?
Man, thank you so much, Island Tat. Thank you, Josh, and everybody here. Thank you, Josh's wife, for making the Pangi Popo.
Yes.
You know, that came in clutch.
Yeah.
It's a pleasure to be here with you guys. Island Tat is awesome. It's honestly it's my favorite and best experience of getting tattoos, and I feel like with this tattoo is bringing like good luck and like positivity and mana strength in my life. And I just want to thank you guys so much for reaching out, and thank you guys for doing what you guys are doing. It's really awesome, and I'm right there with you guys on this mission, and it's really such a blessing to come and see you guys and to talk story and to share, you know, information, to share ideas and to share knowledge and experiences. And it's really just it's really cool to see you guys doing that and to be a part of it. And thank you guys so much for including me in. And I look forward to doing more with y'all. And thank you all the listeners, everybody, for tuning in. Yeah. You know?
Yes. And thank you. Thank you. I mean, you shared a lot. Yeah. You shared a lot today. Touched me.
Y'all had me crying.
Touched everyone.
Yeah, man. We went heavy right in the get-go.
Wow.
Sorry about that. That was
pushing playing with my heartstrings.
You know, but that inspires a lot of people, you know, for themselves. I mean, to say, hey, truth is truth and makes you who you are, and maybe other people can hear that, and they're going through things too themselves. So I think you impacted a lot of people.
For sure.
Especially not only by your music, but your story.
Yeah.
So thank you. Thank you for joining us. And, yeah, we'll do stuff together. I mean, we're all on the same wavelength, you know, as far as intention and goals. And we will see everyone Tuesday next week, 6:30.
Go get your pigeons.
Shoes.
All right.